Assalamu alaikum,
Assalamualaikum
baraka babes,
babes.
and welcome back, beautiful souls. We're so grateful to share space with you again today.
This episode is a little bit more personal. We're talking about Haram relationships, heartbreak, and how to find our way back when we lost ourselves. Because I feel like low key, like, girl, like Haram relationships are becoming too like normalized.
Yes, very common as well. But remember, guys, I just want you to know we're not here to shame anyone. We're here to reflect with sincerity, share our personal experiences and what we've learned from it, and offer you guys a lot of love and reminders from a place of care because we do care and love you guys deeply. And we can relate. Like,
No, yeah, unfortunately, yeah, you can relate.
yeah, I'm heavy on the
I mean,
unfortunately, but guys,
unfortunately.
we relate. So,
But before we start, I did want to say, like, I did miss y'all. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like.
yeah, we have
It's
missed
been
you.
it's been a while, and it's been a while simply because of finals. Like finals been literally kicking our butts, and I know a lot of y'all are probably in school as well, so y'all understand. And may Allah grant us all A's and B's. I hope all the girlies who are in medical school right
Me,
now pass y'all finals.
me.
Just being like a city girl is just kind of like time consuming.
And congrats to all the graduates as well. I've seen so many graduates.
Really.
You all look so beautiful. Allahumma barik.
Congrats to the
Congrats.
Knicks as well. They
It's
made it
Knicks
to the
in
finals.
seven. Like,
Like,
okay, guys, no shade. Knicks are losing, but still, Knicks in seven.
like, okay, so
So, without further ado, we're just gonna start up this episode real quick. I want to ask you, Freema, like, in your eyes, what is the definition of like a haram relationship?
yeah, give me mic. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like to me at least, haram relationship is like to me any type of dating, physical intimacy outside of Islamic marriage. Like I honestly think like this includes any type of like emotional intimacy, closeness as well. Like I don't know, I feel like we tend to just think because both parties have like the what's the word? Intention of
Yeah.
getting married, it makes it halal. But
Oh
no,
my.
even you being on a date with a man, just getting to know him, your parents don't know, there's no mahram there, that makes it haram.
If it's secretive, it's haram.
If you feel guilty about it, it's haram.
Haram. Like
Your mom don't know, haram. Your sister don't know, haram. Like
your father don't know. That's
haram.
very haram.
If you're
And
not proud
even
enough to tell your parents about it, then definitely you know it's something you shouldn't be doing. That
even
makes it
if
haram.
your dad does know, but you're still sneaking around without him present or like a brother present or something, that's still haram. I think I agree with what you said, but also I feel like leading each other on also with the idea of, oh, we're gonna get married,
Mhm.
just to continue being in like a haram relationship or to continue dating
That doesn't make it halal either.
oh, like
And no shade, I had to learn that the hard way. Let's be real.
same. But we're gonna touch up on that later, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. I think even like you said, even if you have the intention of just being or getting married in the future, it's
Mhm.
like why wait? You know what I'm saying? Like
For me,
especially if you come from a family that allows young marriage. Like and not all families allow that, you know what I mean? And I feel like if you have those parents who will let you get married young and you're simply like, oh, I'm still too young or I want to find my options before I settle down. Baby, you're wasting your time. Like, there's no point in doing
clocked
that.
in my heart.
Yeah, like, there's no point in waiting or finding options just because you're young. I feel like that's also something that's normalized on social media and people don't realize the people preaching that aren't even Muslim. So, that's not something you should follow. Like, just because you're young, you have to have experience before you get married. No, that's haram. Like,
And it's never not. Like I don't want to turn this into like a whole marriage counseling thing or like episode because that's not what it's really was about. But also some people try to like people do commit haram relationships because they tend to feel like, oh, like they were like they too young. Like, would you rather commit a sin? Would you rather commit something that's like basically close to zina than making it halal? Like, come on, like you wanna like corrupt your deen, your imam for haram, all because you feel like you're too young. I feel like people tend to also not realize that like marriage is not also the white picket fence, having kids right then and there. Marriage could literally just be you and your husband living with your in-laws and just you still being in school, you still being in school, and y'all just figuring your life out together. That's what love is, and that's just my version of it. Like I feel like when
yeah.
people think of marriage, they think it's like the whole big bang, you know, like. That's why I think a lot of people try to shy away from like young marriage and just go into hard-on relationships.
And I also feel like people think once you get married, you have to start like move out the apartment,
Yeah,
this
you
and
don't
that.
have to do that. You could literally still be living in your parents' house. You could be like, yeah, like
Exactly.
come on,
But
bro.
y'all did the nikah. It's halal. You guys can see each other, no problem. Still go to school. You get your degree, he gets his degree or whatever the situation is. And that's it.
Period.
Y'all can have the wedding later or whatever y'all want to do, but you don't have it doesn't have to be right away.
Okay, and I do have a question for you. Why do you feel like in this, because we live in a kafir like country or whatever, why do you feel like it's so common? And also feel like we also need to stop with the stigma with thinking like Islamic countries are perfect and don't have it as well.
Also,
Because me here was just that talking about before we started ending like. She's from Morocco. I'm from Mali. Like low key, both they're all like predominantly Muslim countries, and low key, like going back home, you will see like
They're sneaky.
they're sneaky. So like, let's not have that.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. I feel like sometimes we forget that we have to separate the religion from the person. We're all still human beings at the end of the day. We're all also still kids too.
Yeah.
It's very common with kids, young kids, or just young adults to be wanting to find love,
No
which
shade.
makes sense because part of human nature. But yes, to answer your question, why is it so common? Wow, that's actually a good question. I don't know.
Okay, I'll answer like while you think. Okay, so this is what I wrote down. I said I honestly think it's pressure from media, culture, and society. And I feel like I could speak for us. I feel like when we growing up, we see Disney Channel couples together. We
Mhm.
see like Hannah Montana and Ari. She had a roster, you know. You see movies, you see music like love, like you see
High
music
School Music.
videos. Yeah, you see stuff like that where it's like, oh my God, like I want to experience that. Like, you know, I feel like at this day and age with hormones and puberty, people tend to have desire for love, attention, and validation. Because I feel like that's what like we like normalize now. Like love and romance is so it's pushed on us so much. I feel like those who like never indulge in any Haram relationship, like in this day and age in America, I feel like out there are the strongest like soldiers. No shade.
Not gonna lie. Also, us being from New York City, like
Yeah.
going to schools with people who are Muslim, non-Muslim, come from everywhere, you're used to being around other people who are non-Muslim who date. Like they
Yeah.
start dating and all that stuff. And for them, it's okay. But we know as Muslims, it's not like in our religion, we can't do that. But because we're surrounded by it, you can fall into the influence and think, oh, maybe I can do this and that, and it won't be haram or I won't be committing zina. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's also what makes it common too.
And also I feel like it's so easy to fall into
Yes.
sandwich. It is so easy. I feel like at the end of the day, all it really is just fighting your nafs and like fighting against your ego and desire so you're pleasing Allah. And I feel like this is so much easier said than done because like we said, like especially in high school, you're with the mixed religions. You're with people you see ninth graders, freshmen like being like low key fast and yeah, like and it's just thinking like and some people also get backlash for not indulging and they were like you will feel like left out. Some people have like FOMO and stuff like that, you know, like
Let me touch up on this. Again, like I said, I went to school in like low key in the hood. And I'm not gonna lie. No, no, like the reason why I'm saying is because y'all know, especially New Yorkers, y'all know it's normalized in the hood for kids
yeah,
13, 12 years old to be sexually active.
no shade.
So just imagine being around that. Like you get older, you're in high school, like what, you're like a sophomore, for example, and kids are telling you, you're still a virgin, you still didn't do this, you still didn't have your first kiss, and it pressures you to think, oh dang, like I'm
Like you're
behind.
behind.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm behind. I should have had a relationship already. Oh, I'm about to finish high school and I had no relationship yet. No, guys, like that's
Yeah.
not it.
And also like for like people who are like a little bit older, like maybe like our age, I want to say now, like a lot of us like still are in it, like even like post high school, simply because they just think like it's just a phase. Like right now you're just talking, but you know at one point you're gonna get married. That's not how it works. I feel like a lot of us low-key be trying to kid ourselves out of like haram relationship. Like we try to like flip the script and like what's the word, like maneuver around it. Like low key, like and I'm not even gonna lie, like I low key that used to do the same thing. And another I look at it like like it's temporary. You feel that way now, but later you're there gonna feel so guilty about it. Like every little thing you do, you're just gonna backtrack and like feel it. Like I don't know. You tell yourself now like it's temporary that you're just talking that it's innocent, but what like that you're married one day. So like why does it matter now? But at the end of the day, think about it now. If you get married to that same person you know how to mention with, it's gonna be literally little to no barakah in a relationship. Like, do you understand that? That's I kind of feel like low key. Like before you even think about indulging, like you see someone you're interested in. I think the first thing I should go through your head is try to go about it ta'ala. When I know how hard it is to like fall into it. Like I like trust me, I know. Like
You cannot exempt yourself from Allah's punishments. When He tells you
that's
something,
that's exactly what I was trying to say.
there's consequences. I feel like, and I'm also guilty of that, trying to maneuver my way around it to make myself delusional into thinking that okay, so maybe this isn't so bad, so Allah is not gonna take the barakah away. He is, like He
No
still
shade,
is.
like
And I was gonna say another thing that I sometimes I have conversations with people and I notice a lot of women have the fear that in this dunya, like Allah hasn't promised us a spouse,
hmm
and so people try their best to just go and find the one, or they're just like, oh my God, like maybe I don't have this, isn't that? And so it pressures them to try and, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then you end up being in a haram relationship.
and I feel like also sometimes you just have to accept Allah as well. If it's not destined, Allah has people on this earth right now who's not destined a spouse. That's just how it is. But He'll give you something else. He will give you happiness. It does not mean like you won't be happy in life. But like I feel like also just accept that whatever is Allah's will, whatever Allah has planned for you, it will happen to you. So stop trying to like force it or like go against His timing and just you end up cheating yourself, and you're just in a hot relationship, and you raft the sins of that. Like you don't want to do that to yourself, you know.
Agree. I agree.
I look feel like we should also talk about like the attachment to a Haram relationship. Do you wanna say
Ciao.
it?
Okay, I'm not gonna put the fault on men entirely, but what
Yeah.
I will say is we all know, men included, if you guys are listening, you guys are the ones who are supposed to make the first moves. As in, get the number of the woman's father or brother or just any
Or
mahram.
daddy or whatever.
Yeah, and talk through them. I feel like because men like to promise women, yes, I'm gonna marry you. Eventually, I'm gonna marry you. Let me do this and this first. Da da da. Da. And y'all see a good girl and you want the good girl, but you want to keep her in your pocket until you're ready. I
That's not
think,
how it works. That's not how it works. And I look at I hear so much stories of that, especially on TikTok, of like situations where that happens to girls. Like the men promised them marriage, and end up like, just basically just breaking her heart. Like I remember the video I sent you the other day of that girl like crying. Like that video made me cry, bro. Like oh my god, like.
but see, I think that's how you get a woman attached. Because guys, we're emotionally like, I feel like women, we're more in tune with our emotions. Everybody knows that.
Mhm.
And when we love somebody, I can't speak for everyone, but I know like when women love, we love hard.
So hard.
And that comes with so much emotions as well. We're willing to make sacrifices for a person. We're willing to do a lot for someone that we love. So for you to be feeding women like empty promises, knowing that you're not gonna marry her, it's I think that's what causes the attachment. You start to believe the guy, but also it's like from my experience, for example, like oh, I don't want to get into it, but I'm gonna get into it. I went through that. Like I was quote unquote promised that I'm gonna be this person's wife.
Mhm.
And it went on for like a very long time and I would make du'as and pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala about it. But it got to a point where I started noticing it's just a bit too complicated. It's way too complicated. And I feel like it should
Like
never be so
yeah.
complicated for two people to get married. And
And that alone should be a sign. If it's complicated, that should know that a person is not meant for you. Like come on.
And yeah, like when now I'm not talking to a single person and I notice like, where are you now? You're not here today. You know, I'm not married. And I feel like that's what causes the attachment. You get used to it.
Okay, and I feel like Amelia said, I had that similar like issue, but my thing is I try to also maneuver as well. I try to tell myself like, girl, like don't get attached to it. But I feel like it's so hard to tell yourself don't get attached, and when it really happens, it's like it's hard. Like you become emotionally dependent on the person. You get addicted to their attention. You get terrified of losing them to the point where like you feel like you're mentally going crazy. Like, you know? And even though losing Allah should be something that scares you more, we tend to just put that person above it.
You clocked
Like, I don't know how to explain. Like,
explained it perfectly.
and like we give each other excuses like, oh, we just like how can I marry someone I don't really know? Like we try to be like, oh no, let's just get to know each other, even though like it's not halal, but like we doing it for better reason. I'm not gonna get married to someone I don't really know. But at the same time, like Allah knows best. We're sitting here basically getting their zina just to please Allah. I mean just to please the person we're in a relationship with. Like, come on, that's not what we're supposed to be doing. You know?
And the attachment puts fear in your heart that, oh my God, if I lose this person, it's the end of the world.
No shade. Oh my God, can we talk about that? Like
Yes, we can.
I feel like in my situation, like you know very well, Amelia, my situation, but I low key feel like and when I was in my like Haram relationship, like it's like I would literally do anything to make sure like that situation worked out. So like and like I didn't stay in a Haram relationship for like 2 years, a year, whatever time it was, just so for nothing, just for heartbreak, you know? Like I don't know, like it's like you would do whatever, but also it's like, what about your Lord? What about Allah? Are you doing whatever by like going against like you're going against his word? How about that? Like why are you not doing whatever for him to please him, but you're pleasing someone you're committing haram acts with? You know, that's kind of how I think of it. Like I don't know.
I think of it the same way. You know my situation very well too. It went on for like I would say 2 years and some change, and it just leads to heartbreak. No matter what you think, no matter what, even if they know your family, you know their family, and you think, oh, this is steps. It's not.
Heavy on even if you know they family, because girl, you could literally meet the parents, meet the dad, meet sisters, like all of that, and girl, it could still not work out because it's haram.
And also, you're not meeting them as, oh, this is my soon-to-be spouse. You're meeting them as, oh, this is my friend, or like
Yeah,
this is.
heavy on friend. Like if it's to the point, like if you're too embarrassed to even like, girl, let me get the mic. Like I feel like low key, if you're like it's not even too, but if you're too scared to like even like Like if you're not ready to involve your families all the way and set boundaries and like commit the halal way, then what are you doing? And they right, like what are you doing? Like you're playing house with somebody else's future spouse. If you really want to talk about it, like I feel like if you're not ready to get to that point, especially this is not only for women, it's only this for men and women. If you're both they are not ready, at the end of the day, like what are you doing? You're not ready to get married, so stop like playing house with the person. End the relationship. That's how I feel.
And like I said before, I said I'm not gonna put the fault on men entirely because also as women, we have very strong like intuition. And like I said before, we are very what did I say before? In tune with our emotions. So with that being said, we know we can sense earlier like than a man that this is not gonna work out or no, this is haram or like this
But
shouldn't be
okay,
happening. We're
yeah.
guilty. And instead of leaving, we decide to get attached and
Yes,
stay
that's
instead.
what I was
Yeah,
about to
like
say. I feel like we be knowing it's not gonna work out, but like we have the idea in the back of like, what if I
yes,
just stay one more
yes.
day? Now one day ends up turning into 2 months, 2 months turns into a year, and at the end of the day, at the end of the day, the woman always ends up heartbroken. I don't care. Like I dead don't care.
I agree.
It's
That's
nothing.
so true. Like,
Like,
I get both parties could be hurt, but I feel like for some reason the woman hurt more, bruh.
and I simply think, like you said before, like we just love hard. So it's like you're giving pieces of your heart, like your soul, like time to this one person just for them to walk away. Or for whatever happened, just for like tomorrow to happen and like think about it. The people we were both in Harlem with, like we think about it today. We don't even think of them. Or
Yeah,
it's like we're not in each other's lives. And at one point in our life we generally thought like we were gonna get married. So think about it now.
that's
You're
crazy.
giving so much time, emotion, love, pieces of yourself that you should be giving to your future spouse to somebody else just for them not to be in your life today. Think about like how like destructing that could be to your mental health. Like low key, like and I feel like we're gonna talk about this later, but the aftermath of Haram relationship, like I feel like you really reflect on so much and you think about like right now you may be thinking like, oh my God, like this is all normal. Oh, couples argue, but like you really think about it after like you end the Haram relationship, like this was not okay at all. It was not okay at all. And like you will never ever go through again. And like I don't know, like when you go into a relationship, you're just thinking like whatever, it's just a relationship. But like, I feel like once it ends and you're heartbroken, you literally like cry and just beg like Allah never to let this happen ever again in your life. Like you tell yourself like you will never go through that again because like the pain is just so hard. Like I don't even know how to explain it.
No,
Like
I can't explain the pain. Like I think one day, like after I completely ended the haram relationship I had with the guy, one day, I think it was a week after the whole breakup or whatever y'all want to call it, I looked in the mirror and like I just busted out crying. Like I looked at myself in the mirror, busted out crying, I walked away and like I sat on my couch. Like I felt the pain in my heart.
hmm
And that it was so bad, Freema. Like I got on my knees and I was like begging Allah, I'm like, Allah, please, please, like I don't want to feel this. Like I don't want to feel this
yeah,
because oh my God, like it hits so different. Like not only is it an emotional pain and mental pain,
physical, but
but physical. Like you
yeah.
feel it in your heart and you can't do anything about it for it to go away. You just have to like heal and live with it. Like
And that's the thing about how much it's just time. It's just time. And low key, like I could really relate to that situation. Like literally when it ends, it hurts so bad. It's like I don't know. It's like I feel like it hurts more than a regular breakup. Especially
yes.
someone you genuinely thought she was gonna marry. It just hurts so bad. It's like I don't know how to explain it. Like I'm like it hurts
You
so
know
bad. Like
what
your
it
body
is?
just can't take it.
You
It's
know what
like
I think it is? I think it's because, and we both relate to this. We tried everything in our power
to make it
to
work.
to lock in and be like, okay, you know what? Even if my family doesn't agree with young marriage, I'm gonna try my best to convince them. I'm gonna do this and that because I want this man to marry me. And you're not even in my life anymore. You're blocked. Like that's crazy.
No, like that's actually insane. Like it's like that's the same situation where you're just in bed like crying. Like it's like some days you think you're good, some days it just hits you. You just like, bro,
Yes.
like what? That's why like I feel like never get into it. Like I know it's easier than done, but please don't get to it. Like Allah says, do not go near adultery. It is truly a shameful deed in an evil way. He does not just say like don't commit zina. He says don't go near it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Let's go to sleep on the phone thing. Don't like that story. Don't set up on that DM. Don't do none of that. At the end of the day, like stuff, little slick stuff like that literally ends like it leads you to haram and it leads you to heartbreak. And a lot goes for the men too. Like, don't be spending on girls' DM unless you really genuinely want to marry her. No, so your husband shouldn't even be sliding in your DM. That's how I feel. Like your future husband should be going to your pops. That's how I feel about stuff. Like I don't know, like little stuff like that that is so normalized now. Like you would think like a man hurting your story is so normalized now. But low key, like stuff like that, Allah warns us for stuff like that. He don't say don't commit zina, don't commit haram. He says don't go near it at all. Meaning don't do little stuff that like It's like tips. It's like a map. You know, like you have station A, B, C. Station A will be like you like liking that girl's story. B was y'all texting. C is y'all linking up. D is y'all coming in. You don't see how and I feel like y'all don't understand how quick it goes as well. Like you don't just my advice, girl. If you see somebody interested, by all means, tell your pops. And I know, like, especially for me, I'm African, so like, Loki is mad embarrassing to tell my dad, like, oh, I like somebody, but like, girl, like, for the sake of Allah and the sake of your own heart and your mental health, you don't want to be sitting there crying one day, wondering, asking Allah why I work out, like, asking Allah why you did this to me, why you like this up on me. No, literally, all you have to do is listen to what he literally like just commanded us. He says to not go married at all. So I feel like that's literally what we could just have to do. Don't go married at all. It may seem boring, especially because like social media is like all about liking stories and stuff like that and
And
like
also, we're
validation.
kids too. We're getting into those ages where you want to actually settle down with somebody and have a family and have a spouse. So I get it. I get it. I see where y'all are coming from. Because me and Freema feel the exact same way. Like we literally sit and talk about it all the time. But like you said, just try your best to stay away. It's easier said than done. We know. Trust me, we know. But just try your best, guys, because at the end of the day, it's really not worth it. Like it's really not
I
worth it.
literally feel like if the man is right for you, he will be yours, bro. Because I kind of feel like even I'm still working on
Sorry,
it.
guys.
Yo, that's how I feel like even yo, like I'm still working on it. Like the man that's like good for you, he's right for you, he will be for you. So it's like, why are we stressing and doing all this for a man? For marriage. If Allah is wrote marriage for you, it will come. That's why I kind of feel like we need to just sit back and relax. Whatever timing that Allah is, because some of us get married today, some get married at 40, some get married at 22. Whatever Allah has wrote for you, it will happen. That's why low-key feel like a lot of us low-key force it. We seek out for men. You know? That's kind of how I feel.
I agree. Is there anything else you want to touch on before we get into our personal heartbreak stories? Is that not funny?
They're our big one right now. Like we could talk about
Biggest.
yeah, so I guess this is actually kind of like difficult for us at least, but like at least like when we talk about Haram relationships, like they're so common. It's not to point fingers or anything. It's like because many of us been there. Like me and Emilia, like girl, we've been there. So I feel like in terms of Haram relationships, I feel like this topic is really personal to us, which is why we kind of like want to talk about our personal experiences, not more so to like expose our sins, but like to help sisters and like understand like the aftermath, not to glamorize, but to reflect and like to help like basically y'all avoid the same sin that we did, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also to give you guys advice too, coming from someone who has, or people who have went through it.
Yeah.
I know for a fact there are listeners here who can relate to us as well, and I just hope that we can give you guys the best advice as possible because we really want y'all to understand where we're coming from.
Mm.
And I feel like telling you guys our personal experiences would also help with that because it's not just coming from thin air. We're not trying to be those ones who are just like stay away from it, stay away from it. We're telling y'all why. Like this happened to us real life, you know?
Yeah, like this not like for fake. This is for real. Like, that's why like I feel like we should take a moment to share some of our reflections, like just to show you like it's possible to heal. Me and Amelia, alhamdulillah, like today, I generally feel like I'm happy. Like, and I feel like back then, I personally feel like without a man, like without like being in something haram or like make I don't know, like relying on a person to make you happy is never the way to go. You know?
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And that's something that I had to learn the hard way. But here we are, alhamdulillah, like you said.
Okay, so
So, you want to share your story first?
it's nothing.
It's
It's
nothing.
nothing. Like, okay, so
It's okay, don't cry.
bye. Anyway, so I was in a hot relationship for like about a year or whatever with hopes of marriage. Like at first, it just started as like this person actually helped me get on Dean. So like it's crazy. Like yeah, like you can think about it. This person helped me get on Dean a little bit. Like stuff that I didn't know before. This person taught me more about what like Islam and stuff like that. So like just off rip, I kind of thought like it was a good sign maybe. Maybe Allah like brought someone in my life that will kind of help me better with Dean and stuff like that. And like maybe we'll get married. Like you would think it would be like a little fairy tale story.
The ones who help you get on Dean who end up being the worst.
Yeah, like so like me at that time, how old was I? I want to say I was like 18. Like after senior year. I was like 18, yeah. I'm 20 now, so yeah. So I assumed that like I could play with the rules of Allah and make tweaks and cheat codes to not make it like a haram simply because the intention was marriage. Like at one point, like, but the crazy part of it, like the original intention was that not marriage. It was that just like we just talking, we just doing it. And I don't know about y'all, but like in New York, I feel like we have talking culture. Like we just talk to people just to talk to people.
Like we vibing. That's what
Yeah,
we
like Yeah, we had like the vibing culture here is actually so like terrible. Like no shit. People just talk to each other like, and like they respect like nothing. Like, you know? Eventually, like it got serious. Like I didn't really expect it to get that far, but that's literally how Shaitan work, bro. One day you just think do it, like let me just do this. Shaitan will literally like, you know, make it like hard for you. Like I got attached at one point. One thing about me, like I feel like I look get attached easily. So like I feel like for me, the last thing I want to do is get attached to my man because like it's just gonna end to like heartbreak or whatever. Then like I want to say like maybe like 6 months in, like it got bad. Like I'm not gonna lie, like no shade.
How, like, what's happening?
Like it was to the point I was still praying my 5 times a day, but it was to the point where like it was Ramadan and I was still not having shit. Like girl, like may Allah forgive me, bro, but like bro, like do you hear that? Like what? Like it was to the point where like I was like I was breaking my fast or whatever. After I'm done breaking my fast, I'm done praying Tarawih. That's the first person I'm getting on the phone with. That's the first person I'm texting. I'm doing this down the third way. Like think about it. Like it's like how can you say here? Pray 5 times a day, make dua, do this on the third, make dhikr, like, and sin at the end. Don't get me wrong, none of us are perfect. We're all sinners, but I feel like consistently choosing to be in a haram relationship is fake crazy. Like, I don't know. I do. This is why I say choose because I feel like you're choosing to be in it. And I also feel like, yeah, it's hard, but I feel like to a certain extent, like, you know, did I want to say towards the end of it, the aftermath is really the point, right? No shade. The aftermath. So now let's get to like I want to say like I said it was about a year. So I want to say like month 8 to like the end of it, it got toxic. Like it was just arguments left and right. It's like immature stuff left and right on my end, his end, both ends, whatever the case may be. And it just started to feel like I was low key going through depression at the time. Like I was just crying all the time because of just that one relationship. And think about it, like if you think of marriage now, nobody wants to be in a marriage where like you feel like that's what caused you depression, that's what's causing you sadness. You're supposed to be someone that makes you happy all the time. You feel me? Like, but yeah. So it got to the point where like literally I had plans to go outside with my friends, but because we got into an argument, I wasn't even in the mood to go outside anymore. Like it was just so like, bro, like I don't know. But yeah, that's just kind of like how it was at the end. More so than after that, like the heartbreak. The heartbreak, in my opinion, the man had told me that. Do I want to get specific?
That's up to you. Yeah, that's up to you.
I basically the man had told me basically like
Oh yes, yes. I think you should tell it to me.
okay, the man wait, let me think before I say it like I say it like wrong. Okay, yeah, so the person basically had promised that like we'll end or whatever, but like we'll just keep we will just like not like it wasn't really a break, it was like a break up, but like at one point we'll get back together type gig.
So he based like you did you guys basically like break up on like quote unquote good terms, like both
Yeah, it
thinking
was
that we're
good
gonna
turn.
find each other again?
Yeah, but then like I guess like he said that like that was like the initial time that's what he said, and after having many talks about it, I noticed like it just like the way he kept trying to say it just kept changing up, just kept changing mad times. Come to find out, like no shade, like not even like no shade, like not even like a week after. Oh, this was so crazy because me and Mila were not even close at the time. Like low key, we were not close at the time. She outside chilling with her friends. She see this man with another girl. Like, imagine me and me, like, we're not even close at this time. This is that crazy. Like, no shit. Like, we're not even close or whatever. So, like, that whole situation happened, whatever. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I was already heartbroken because of the breakup, but like, I think this just added on times 10. Like, this is another like negative effect Haram relations have. It makes you like question yourself, like yourself, your worth, self worth, and your self esteem. I feel like when it happens to you, you just feel like, damn, like, what was wrong with me? Was I not worth it enough? Like, wait, what did I go wrong? Is something wrong with me? Like, let's be real, like, none of us are faithful. Like, that's just that. Like, for me. But like, yeah, that's another thing. I feel like men, fair men, after Allah, fair men. Let's look at how I feel.
Guys, don't think that way, bro.
Bro, like, and it's like it was the people. Think about it, this is the one person that helped me get on Dean. So imagine the person that helped me get on Dean so much ruined me in like a way that's so unexplainable. Like I can't really explain like how bad like this situation ruined me. Like no shade, like.
And best believe I took a picture of him with the girl and definitely sent it to
Sent it
her.
to
I
me,
said, "What the heck?" Because y'all, like me and Firma, yes, we weren't close at the time, but I do remember we had a conversation about it because like you needed advice and I
Yeah.
wanted to be there for you. And she literally told me she was like, "We both we broke up, but she's been making consistent duas about him because she wants him to be the one.
Yeah.
And we don't know what the other guy is doing because again, they're not in contact anymore. So
Yeah.
we're just under the impression that we're just trusting that they're on the same page as, well, in this case, he's on the same page as her. And literally a week later,
I don't think it even was a full week. I don't think it was even a full week.
mind
I
you,
think it was like 6 days.
I've never ran into that person before a day in my life. Never.
Hmm.
I've never ran into, and the area that I was at, I don't usually be there like that. So the fact that I
Yeah.
was there,
That was
exact,
Allah's will.
that was
That
crazy.
was Allah's
I
will.
told Frame, I was like, bro, that was Allah answering your du'as, like in real time, because that's crazy.
But yeah. And I remember like before that day, I think I told you like I was crying nonstop, like, I was going crazy. But like I don't know, this is so weird. That day, that night, I didn't cry at all. Like after that day, I did not cry. I don't know what it was. I think I was just so angry to the point where it's like, you know, and like,
I think you were numb.
yeah, I think that's what I was literally numb. Like, yeah, and okay. That situation itself brought me super, super close on Dean. And I feel like I said, this person brought me closer to my Dean, but I feel like I went about it the right way. Because how can you be a person bring me closer to my Dean, but we're in a Haram relationship together? Like, come on. Like, I don't know. I feel like the biggest thing I felt at that thing was guilt and shame. Look, even throughout the relationship, I was just feeling guilt, knowing like, yo, you should not be doing this. But like, it just felt good. It felt good being having like experiencing love at a young age, but knowing that you're not supposed to be doing it, it's like every single time I would link this person or be with them or even send them like, oh, I love you text is that they're like, I just felt so guilty and so shameful knowing like, bro, you're not supposed to be doing that. You know? Honestly, like, I don't know. Knowing that the relationship going against my beliefs can like it creates like a really heavy burden of guilt and it's like you don't really know how to like pick back up from it. And I think the mentality that I had, like, may Allah forgive me, I feel like because like I was already doing it, like why leave? You like, I'm already coming in. So like, but at this point, like, you know, and you can also get so attached to the feeling of it and how that person makes you feel. It's another type of thing. It's super hard to leave once you get attached to like how it makes you like, you know?
Especially when they like spend money on you and they give you
Yeah,
time.
like they trick. You think, yeah.
No, that's fine.
If you understand,
Because
yeah, like,
stepped up and ended the relationship off rip and tell you, not gonna lie, like I want you to be my wife, we're gonna do this the right way. But you didn't do that. So
no
yeah,
shade.
man, you're a little
And I
boy.
also noticed, oh, clock it.
Yeah, Kalaki, you're a little
I
boy.
also noticed in terms of like making a halal, I feel like I was there the only person bringing that up as well. So that's like looking back, like I said, I think earlier in the podcast, like low key, like you don't realize the red flags till after. Like I'm thinking about like, bro, like as a man, you should be the one, you should be heavy on making it halal, but like you wasn't, you know? And also like after that situation, I was already asking Allah for forgiveness every single time, but also for like I feel like I'm kind of just abusing it. You asking Allah for forgiveness, then you coming in the sin right after. What's the point of that? For me.
Yeah.
But then after like it was like that day where like Amelia put me on or whatever, it was so hard to me for me to like believe like I was even being forgiven or like worthy of being forgiven. And that's so sad. Like think about that, like bro, like as a Muslim person, Allah forgives who he wants. Allah forgives any little thing, any big thing. Like He's the most forgiving. I feel like we forget that. So imagine if I'm like, I imagine how dark of a place I gotta be if I feel like I'm not worthy of being forgiven. Like yeah, like I know I was doing wrong many, many times. Day by day, I was choosing to talk to this person, choosing to face them, choosing to link them, to do that and to do with this person. But I still did it. And, like I genuinely felt so disgusting. I genuinely felt like, bro, like, is he really gonna forgive me? But like, I don't know. Like, even to this day, I literally think about that sin, and I did still think about it, and like, I ask Allah for forgiveness for like stuff like that. Like emotionally, like. Okay, as I wrote down a couple of negative impacts this relationship had on me. Emotional heartbreak and obviously lower self-esteem, increased anxiety and stress, spiritual distance from Allah, like literally like it's so hard for you to like get close to Allah when you're just committing like one of the biggest sins. Like I'm sorry, like trust issues and fear and vulnerability in future relationships. Also, I feel like we also don't talk about how like being in a relationship can also affect your future with Allah relationships. I feel like oh my God, you don't bro, I'm gagging. But yeah, social isolation, judgment from community and family, difficulty focusing on personal growth and goals, long lasting wounds that take time and effort to heal. I'm not gonna lie, even today, I still feel like there's parts of that relationship where I'm still healing from. Mine's just been like, well, almost 2 years or a year since that situation. But I feel like as long as you understand, like, the main idea, the main objective, never do it again, I think you're on a good path. That's the look how I feel. My whole thing is to the ladies out there who want a relationship, may Allah forgive all of us for it. I mean, like, and generally, like, I understand it's difficult to leave it. I know it hurts to let go. I've been there, bro. There's so many times I was literally laughing with this person with them, and I'm like, my head is on their shoulder, and in my head, I'm really just thinking like, bro, I shouldn't be doing this. Yeah.
Um, that's not talked about enough.
No shade. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, you'll miss the person. You're gonna cry. You're gonna cry hard. There's gonna be moments where you question if walking away was even the right thing. Cause, okay, for my situation was a toxic situation at the end. For girls who are in happy relationships, I'm saying like happy Haram relationships. Like, you may feel like you questioning if walking away was the right thing, but like, let's be real. Like, you know it's not right, bro. It might make you happy, you may laugh, this, that, and the third, but you know it's not right. But like, I don't know, just put your trust in Allah and like, just if you rely on him over temporary comfort, just know like at the end of the day, he will like reward you. Allah rewards you 10 times with something better if you remove something out of your life. You know, that's my story. I know, like I feel like also another thing, I feel like this hard on relationship also made me to the person I am today. Low key, like I feel like it made me like I said closer on Dean, but like to the point where it's like I have friends who are also in Haram relationships, who were in Haram relationships, where I feel like I give them advice. They see my situation up front. They seen how broken I was, how sad I was. Like, how, like, people who know me, I'm not like a person, I'm not a smiley person, but I'm bubbly and I'm happy all the time. Like, I feel like I'm always making jokes, but I feel like in that period I ever, like, girl, I was bed rotting. Bed rotting. Me, Farima, the dog, bed rotting. Like, come on, bro. Like,
Her at all times. Female, like whether it's a solo date or with friends, that girl is outside. She works. She goes to the masjid a lot. Likes to walk. All of that. So
I'm such an outgoing person. Like I love going outside. I'm an outgoing person, but I think at that situation, the time, like that time period, like girl, I was in the crib all day, sad. I couldn't tell my mom nothing, couldn't tell my dad nothing, because it was just embarrassing enough for me to like tell them that. Imagine like my parents met this person. That's not another thing. Like I really felt like it was gonna work out, but just like I said, bro, like we said in the beginning, oh, because your parents met them, you met their parents, don't mean that y'all getting married. Girl, unless you get Tanika, it's haram. Anyways,
period. Damn. Damn. I don't even. I feel like we've had conversations, but what I want to say to you is like genuinely, I am very proud of you for overcoming that whole situation. Because at one
thank you,
point,
Art.
yes, at one point I tried to put myself in your shoes. Because during that time, I was still in my
If I'm
haram
not bugging me,
relationship.
you went through it at similar times. It was not
No, no, we
really.
didn't. Yeah, we didn't.
Yours was like a year after I'm bugging.
Mine is fresh, 4 months ago.
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
mine is mine, guys. Mine was 4 months ago. So just a, but for Farima, like for Farima,
Oh,
I tried to put myself in your shoes without you knowing. Like one day I was just thinking about it deeply. I think it was the day after we had the whole like when I
mhm.
put you on about it, whatever. And it broke my heart for you because I knew how genuine your intentions were with this person and how much you actually loved them and wanted like the best for the both of you, even not only individually but together. And to see someone take you for granted like really broke my heart because I feel like people don't understand. You're actually the doll. Like you're really wifey. Like you're really that. And I think that's one thing that I learned just from your situation. I was like, dang, like people really don't care. Like you can be the greatest girl in the world and they'll still just be, you know?
What be gagging me? It be men who be having like 30 sisters. It be men who be like who mamas be claiming they boy moms. Who be breaking girls' hearts. Like I don't know. I be kind of losing me with that. It be the men who like literally will like try to play like they love feet. They like they could ever do like a woman wrong. Who literally break your heart though. It's like girl, like
That's
that's
why that's why book TikTok says stay away from the mama
no
boy.
shade, no shade. Like
But yeah, so that was from the story, guys. I truly hope Buttercup babes, y'all are listening and actually like taking this in because, like I said before, this is real life experiences. Like we really went through this heartbreak, and you said you're still healing from some stuff, guys. Imagine that.
yeah,
It's been like what, a year and some change.
yeah,
Imagine that, bro. And in my opinion, I feel like the longer the relationship lasts, the more hurt you're gonna be
yeah.
when it's over. So I guess it's my turn. I don't even know where to start, guys. Um. Okay, I'm gonna try my best to keep it brief. I don't want to talk too much, but how it started. Okay, so I was 16 and
Alright.
yeah, I was young. I had just finished, I believe, my junior year.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't a hijabi. I was Muslim, but I wasn't a hijabi, so I would post myself a lot.
I did almost got out of my story too. Like that person also helped me wear the hijab too. So that's another thing. Like, look.
Why we went through similar
Yeah, I'm
stuff?
not
That's
saying
so
like I feel like
weird.
if you like hear both of our stories like in depth, you will really like understand like our situations are man similar. And I'm low key glad at that time like I had you in my life because like I feel like it just ate more.
Yes. Because I was actually confiding in you about it because you were
Hmm.
also going through it.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, that's crazy. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like if you put everyone's stories together, you will find so many similarities
No
in it.
shade.
But anyways, guys, yeah, so for my story, I was 16 and I actually wasn't worried about boys at all.
Hmm.
Wasn't worried about boys. But I would post myself a lot on Instagram, and I knew what I was doing. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I did like the attention from both genders. Like girls, because the girlies hype each other up, but also boys, because like, feel me? Like I was like, oh, like I'm a pretty girl, like I'm gonna post myself, but I don't think that way anymore, guys. So don't come for me. But yeah, at the time I was 16, and like this person followed me on Instagram. And like Freeman said before, I feel like if a guy slides in your DMs or follows you on Instagram, that's not your man.
No, but there's situation like I see people like I seen trends like that, but like, let's be real, like 80% of the time, that's not your man, girl.
Yeah.
Come
I feel like we shouldn't normalize that. But anywho,
on.
I also want y'all to keep in mind I was very new to Islam, and I also did not grow up in a family that normalized young marriage because I don't know if you guys remember, but my mother is Christian and my father is Muslim, so I didn't grow up in a fully Muslim household.
Mm,
And like my mom, she's also not from Morocco either, so that cultural part of like getting married young, I did not grow up with that.
mm,
But the guy that I was talking to has like his both his parents are Muslim and where he's from, like that's normal, you know?
man, oh, man.
So we started talking. I found him cool, attractive, vice versa. And I don't even remember. I think it was the third month. He brought up marriage. And I was like, what the heck is he talking about? Like, I thought he was crazy. I'm
Mind
not
you,
gonna
he's
lie.
16, bro.
But I thought he was insane because I'm like, why? What does he think? Like, after 3 months, we can get married? I didn't know this was a thing in Islam. I didn't even know this, period, because I was new. And he knew that. He knew that I was firstly like Muslim. I wasn't even praying at this time either. I didn't know how to pray.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, time would pass and, like, he would bring it up here and there. And I feel like it got to a point where he started using, like, Islam as a way to kind of not brainwash me, but
No
manipulate
shade.
me into changing my perspective. Like, oh, you know what? Maybe I can get married young. Maybe I am ready for marriage. But I wasn't. And I think as time like went by, I started to like love him a lot to the point where I was like, you know what? This is the one for me. Like I think I can trust him enough to be my husband. I feel like this is gonna work out, whatever the case
This is
is.
not funny hearing this. Like, no shade. Like, it, like, we really thought this was gonna be our husband.
And can I just say before I continue my story, like, and this is no disrespect to the person at all, but I feel like when you really end the relationship, you realize that person's actually not your type.
No,
Like that is not someone I want to marry
like personality wise, like that's not someone you want to marry.
at all. Like, anyways, let me continue. So, like the relationship was good. It felt really exciting. So I ain't gonna lie, like he was tricking, right? He was tricking.
Okay, like,
He would make time for me. I would do the same. We would like send videos with our friends and stuff for like just old memories and vice versa. So I'm thinking like, dang, like I really like him, like, and I had him like talk to my brother too. Slowly, like over time, I got to know a lot of his family. Like when I tell y'all a lot of his family, I mean a lot of his family. And at this time, I also wasn't close with my dad like that, so I would never tell him like when I like a guy or anything.
mm-hmm.
But I do remember when I turned 17, he started pushing like, "Oh, you need to start telling your dad about us because I want us to get married." And I would explain to him why it's so complicated for us to get married because one, my mother is Christian and then also my dad, he didn't like he didn't support that, And there was a lot of like holes in it and I kept having to tell him, but he would not listen to me at all. And I remember it got to the point where it was like it felt like it was me and him against my father. Like can you
Yeah.
imagine that? Like I would talk to my dad about it and then go back to the guy and tell him like no my dad's not supporting because this is and he'll be like that's crazy because now the sins that we're having is also on your father because he's yeah he was like oh because he's also allowing this haram relationship da, da, da. And because I was so like love blinded and I loved him a lot I would
Cover.
agree with him like I was just like yeah like I don't know why he's not listening this and that but my father would always tell me he was like Emmy like I understand you like this guy but you're too young
No,
and
no,
he's
who you feeling like?
stop.
Like,
My dad would tell me he was like, "You're too young," and I at the time I did not understand what he was talking about. he also told me, he was like, you don't have the maturity level for someone who should be married yet. And till this day, I low-key still don't know what he means, but I trust him because that's like the
Especially
only
your
man in
dad.
my
Your
life.
dad, your dad
Yes,
knows the real. Your dad knows. He watched you grow up. He knows what he always gonna say your parents when it comes to like marriage and stuff like that. Low key, not always, but it's some certain circumstances. But I feel like low key in terms like this, your parents know you already.
exactly that. And like you said before, me and him, like when we would hang out, it's just so much laughs and like joy, and we go out and do things like museums, all that stuff, try new things or whatever. But on the inside, like I'm thinking, like, yo, like we're Muslim out in public, Haram,
Like,
doing this. Like, oh my God. And I also became a hijabi while I was with him too.
mhm.
And I would say he definitely helped me learn more about my religion and my deen. And I started to, I taught myself how to pray, started making a lot more du'as and all that stuff. And I became a hijabi. But it's just so weird. Like, I'm doing all this, but I'm committing one of the sins that haram. Like, what? I'm committing one of the sins that Allah hates the most. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just felt so backwards. And it got to the point where I thought, like, dang, does this even count for me? Like, does my efforts of wearing the hijab even count because I'm still talking to this
That's so
guy?
real.
Or does my prayers even count because I'm still doing this and that? Like, Allah's not gonna forgive me because I'm over here repenting for forgiveness, but the next day I wake up and that's the first person I'm talking to. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I'm sitting here telling him, oh, I love you, this and that. Like, that's wrong. And I knew it was wrong. But that's where the attachment plays. I was so attached to him and I became codependent as well. We were very clingy with each other, guys. Mind you, we were long distance. Like I'm talking about he lived in a whole different state. So 10 minutes of me not texting him, he'll overthink. Or like maybe an hour of him not texting me, I'll start to wonder like what the heck is he doing? Like, you know what I mean? And there would be certain points where I'm like comparing myself to his followings and all that stuff. Or like,
Okay.
yes, or like he'll find me
That's what we were saying about self-esteem. It messes with your self-esteem, low key.
OD. Or like we'll send each other screenshots. I'm like, oh, why did you comment this and that? Like it became
Yo,
toxic.
same,
Like, oh
same,
my God.
same.
I think the first year it was great. It was green. Like I'm not gonna say
Mm.
great, but you know, it felt like, oh my God, like this is like my best relationship. This is gonna be my last relationship because this is gonna be the guy I marry. Then after that 1 year mark, everything just goes downhill. Everything. Like, and you know what's crazy, guys? I think we broke up last year, summertime. I think it was last year. Yeah, before I
Yeah.
went to Morocco, I we ended things, but again, I was so attached that even on my trip to Morocco, I was putting up the biggest facade in front of my family, making it seem like I was okay. Whole time I just kept thinking about him and like even though we were broken up, it felt like I didn't have space from him because every once in a while he'll try and find a way to still talk to me. And I started crying and I went back and I thought things were gonna be different, but it was actually much, much worse. And the arguments, yo, guys, there would be some nights where I would have to wake up for like an early lab, for example. And this dude is keeping me up on purpose, arguing with me just so I can stay awake. And his excuse would be, oh, I just miss you. And I would go to bed at like 3 in the morning, like crying myself to sleep. So I'm like, yo, what am I putting myself through? I know this is wrong. I know this is wrong. I should leave, but I love him and I have hope for us. And I'm not about to make all these du'as and prayers for no reason, just for him to not be my man. Like that's how I was thinking about it, you know? And it was terrible, guys. Like, oh my God. I feel like people didn't notice how much it changed me because, like I said, I would carry around a facade in front of my friends and family, but whole time I was so broken. I was so damaged. My mental health was terrible. Like, it got to a point where there was a period where I didn't even pray. I wasn't even praying or nothing. I was just bed rotting, like bed rotting. And sorry, guys, this is still fresh for me, so you know, it's a little bit emotional or overwhelming to talk about, but it's just a lot. I feel like in my opinion, I do think he definitely took advantage of my, like, not inexperience, but my knowledge of Islam. And it felt like, oh my God, I don't know if this happened to you, Frima, but there'll be some points where they'll use Islam for their own benefit. But then if you throw it back in their face, it's like, oh, that's different. That's different.
Yeah.
I don't know why that happens so much in like my like ex relationship, but that was so draining. I think that's what really made me think I'm not gonna lie, like this is not my husband. Like, you know, I knew, I think within the last few months of us talking, I knew this is not gonna be my husband. And my energy just I was falling back. And he knew. The hints were there. Like I wasn't hiding it. And then yeah, like it was just bad, bruh. And I feel like deep down we weren't compatible. I feel like I knew that. So much guilt, so much confusion. It was just a lot.
So like, if you know y'all weren't compatible, what made you like stay?
I was just really attached. I oh, you know what it was? I forgot who I was before him.
It'd be like that.
I lost, not lost, but there were so many parts of myself that I wasn't in tune with anymore because I felt so trapped and so codependent over him that I literally forgot who I was before he was even in my life. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so I just thought that me and him would get through it together. Like, this is the one for me. He's gonna, like, this is just a phase that we're going through. Like, all couples go through this, you know? And that was on me for even considering social media's relationship standards into mine. Like, oh, all couples go through this phase. We just gotta get through it together. Like, you know what I mean? But whole time, like, no, this is Allah telling me, like, get the hell out of this relationship. But I wasn't listening. I was not listening. And like you said, when you get used to a man like giving you the attention and the affection that you want, like tricking on you and stuff, you don't want that to go. Like you don't want to let that go.
That's what I was saying. Like, I feel like it's like temporary satisfaction. You feel like you're being treated like a queen the whole time. This man is literally committing sin with you. That man really loved you. He wouldn't even put you in a predicament where you be committing sins or where you be gaining sin. So think about it. Does that man really love you? Yeah, he tricking, he doing this, that, and the third, and this is doing. But what about the akriya? How about that? Like,
But it was so bad. I think the okay, this is the lessons that I wrote down. Pressure is a red flag. That is not a sign of love. The way he pressured me so much to talk to my dad and all this, it got to a point where he started blaming me for the reason why we're still haram. But whole time you wasn't even telling your parents about me. So
oh,
and my thing is, you're the man. That's why I said earlier, as the man, it's supposed to be you. Like, you're supposed to be the one leading. In Islam, the man leads. So why are you putting it on the woman? To me, I just feel like when you see a woman and you have interest in her, if you don't do it the right way, you don't want to marry her. Simple as that. Even if you keep telling yourself, oh, I want to marry her, you don't want to marry her because you're not doing the things that you're supposed to in order to marry that person. You understand what I'm saying? And I feel like love is also not enough without emotional intelligence, manners, and deen. I was 16 years old, y'all, so I didn't have the intelligence I was supposed to have when it comes to like a serious commitment. And I think because I loved him so much, in my head, I made it seem like marriage isn't that serious. Guys, marriage is so serious. That is one of the most serious commitments. That is half of your deen, bro. This is not no kiddie relationship. Like this is half of your deen. You know what I mean? So I feel like people forget that, and that's something that whew, I definitely forgot. Another lesson I learned, Islam's guidelines are there to protect, not punish. So don't feel like Allah is restricting us from finding young love or doing things that girls would want because it's protection, bro.
there's a reason why everything is haram in our religion. Like, literally, think about it. Like, look at all of us who was in haram relationship. You all end up heartbroken. And for y'all who end up marrying people who you in a haram relationship with, there's no barakah in that marriage. So think about it. There's a reason for everything that Allah puts in place.
And always listen to your gut, not just your emotions. Always listen to everything, bro. But always put Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first no matter what. And I don't know if you went through this, but it's something I wanted to talk about. It got to a point where I noticed how bad the manipulation was that like when I ended things with him, I thought I was such a bad person
Yeah, I know what's up.
that I would, yes, I thought I was such a bad person. I kept thinking like, dang, how much did I hurt him? Like, did I do this, and that? But whole time, he probably not thinking the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, you probably not even thinking about me like that. And I feel like that also is what made me feel worse because I'm like, I never want to hurt somebody. That's something I never want to do. But you gotta think, would you rather be the villain in your story or their story? And I'm not about to be the villain to myself. Like Farima said, haram relationships can really like affect your future halal relationship or halal marriage. And I'm not willing to take that risk. And look at me now. It's been like what? Even though it's been like 4 months, that man is completely out of my life. I removed him out of my life. That's not my husband.
Like you were saying about the future thing, like I'm like not that I'm in anything right now, but like I feel like this will make like just because I was in that and I experienced my experience with my head on relationship, it'll be so hard for me to like just trust a man now. Like or like just believe like this is how a man should be with a woman, you know? The last question would be if you give any advice to the girlies, what would it be?
Advice to the girlies. Okay. Learn Islam first before involving yourself emotionally. Learn your rights, guys. Learn how things are supposed to be. Learn why Allah made certain things haram, specifically haram, like relationships and stuff. I would also say stay away from haram relationships. Like the emotional and spiritual damage is real and it's not worth it. Just for some temporary dates and a guy bought me this flowers, this and that. Like it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Do not rush marriage because someone pressures you. Please don't. Prioritize.
Because you see other people getting married.
Yes. And please prioritize your peace and connection with Allah over temporary feelings. Always put Allah first. Like Rima said before, I think I was definitely putting him before Allah, which is crazy. Like, may Allah forgive me. But yo, it was that bad, guys. And you should never want to do that. And last but not least, repentance is always open. It's never too late to turn back and heal. And this applies for you as well, Rima. Is Allah will always forgive as long as you're sincere and you repent. Like He will always, always, always forgive. It's nothing. What advice would you give the girlies?
Okay, this is advice that I have wrote down for y'all. Like it was this is kind of like real, you know. Like I know how much it hurts to let go. Like you missed this and the third, but listen to me. Like I'm so proud of you. Like even if you like listen to this, it's like you know what you're doing is wrong and you want to take the initiative to actually end that relationship. I think that's real strength. That's real strength. So it's like you being brave enough to say like, yeah, Allah, I trust you. Even like when your heart is like aching, you know. My biggest advice is don't wait until tomorrow. Don't wait that next week. Don't wait this and the third. And then now. Don't give yourself like one last call, one last day, hoping for closure. When deep and down, you know, like it'll only pull you back and like closer. You feel me? Remember, like Allah's the one who forgives over and over. Like the best, like Amelia said, like like what you said. Repentance is open for everyone. Yeah, that's what you said. Like feel me? The best of us are not the ones who would never fall, but the ones who get back up and turn to Him. Those are the best believers. The people who always turn back to Allah. You could keep going back to that same sin all the time, and like even low key, like when I was in my relationship, like it was like I keep going back to that same person, go back to the same person. After I'm done thinking that person, I'll repent. No shade, like even if like I keep going back to that same person, at least I'm repenting. That's one big thing. You know what I mean? I need you to hold close to your deen, your knowledge, and seek knowledge. Because I feel like the more you seek, the more you know Allah, the more you wouldn't want to like displease Him in any type of way. You would fear Him so bad, you wouldn't want to displease Him in any type of way. For me, let them go not with anger, but with peace in your heart. Allah saw what you couldn't, and He protected you. For me, the love that's meant for you will never make you choose between that person and your faith. It will never leave you feeling guilty after every moment together. Just know and also feel content with Allah's plan. Know that Allah has someone there for you. To the point that you shouldn't even be like indulging in any type of harm. You should feel content and knowing that like you know that you could be a homebody. But just know like if Allah has willed you to get married, you're gonna get married. Some way, somehow Allah will make it happen. For me.
I just want to say that's yeah, you basically summed it all up. I feel like I also learned a lot about myself too when I left the relationship, and I realized that I I kind of lost my way. I don't know how to explain it proper like well. I feel like the person I was before I even met him, I really admired that phase of Amelia. Like I was so happy. I was hanging out with my friends, going to school. My personality was so loud and bubbly. I was just glowing and everything. And then I feel like after I left him, in my head, I'm like, who am I? You know? And I feel like that's something that people gotta remember. Like you are an individual before, with, and after. Like you are still you. And that's
Just the struggle of having to pick up, get yourself up, and find yourself again after that heartbreak.
exactly that. Oh, another thing. I picked up healthy habits when we ended. Like my coping mechanisms, I feel like they were very healthy. And I'm not gonna lie, even to this day, I still make dua for him. You know, because I feel like forgiveness should go both ways. Like I said before, I was thinking like, dang, how bad did I hurt him? Because I actually care about that. Like, I never want to be someone who hurts other people, but sometimes things just have to happen.
Okay. Like you said, you still make dua for that person. I do as well. Like low key, like when I ask for forgiveness for haram relationship, I ask for both of us. I don't both parties. I don't just ask for like me. You know? Because okay, it was both of our choice to like just indulge in that for me.
Exactly.
And low key, like I hate having hate in my heart. I don't hate nobody. I don't hate a soul. I still make duas for that person every single day well, not every single day, but like whenever I do think of that person, I do make, dua for them. But like my last duas will be like, may Allah soften our hearts, protect our emotions, and grant us a love that brings us closer to Him. May He heal every sister who's been heartbroken, restore her self-worth, and replace what was lost with something better and pure. May Allah guide us away from what harms us and towards relationships filled with barakah, peace, and commitment. I mean,
Like I want to say one last thing. Um, what was
to
it?
go to the next game. So let's
Oh yeah, we gotta go watch the Knicks, y'all. Like it's really nothing, but even though we're gonna lose next 7. Um, I definitely also learned my flaws as like in like a partner while being with him. 'Cause oh my gosh. Okay, sorry guys, but yeah, I definitely learned my flaws, and that is something that I carried with me, even though I'm not looking for like marriage right now or like a partner at the moment. That's still something that you could take. That's still something that I'm, for me, working on. And yeah, I feel like always take things as a lesson. Don't take it as like I should have known better. It's always a now I know. Guys, she's over here laughing because somebody hit their head on the lamp.
before we end.
You took my last piece?
Yeah,
That's me.
I'm sorry. We just want to remind every sister that your past does not define you. Your past does not define you. All because you was in a relationship before does not make you unworthy of a halal one. For me,
Oh, you cleared with that. I'm not
I don't
gonna.
know. What matters most is where your heart turns today. Whether you've been in a hard relationship or still healing from one or trying to stay strong and avoid falling from one, knowing that Allah sees your efforts and His mercy is greater than your mistakes. Another like disclaimer, I guess. We didn't really share our reflections today to expose our sins, like we said before, but just to like dwell on it or like just to just gossip or whatever or backbite. But to remind each other that like it's real, like the reality of our relationship and how easy it is to fall into it and like the aftermath, like no shame. And all I want to say, kind, I do lucky for like because me and her both went through that, it bonded us closer. For
Yes.
me, all I want to say, I'm proud of you. Like lucky, as like the Muslim woman you're becoming now, like you're really her. Like what? Like
Thank you. I know, like that was fine. But you as well. Like,
okay. Anyways, yeah, until next time, stay grounded, stay guided, and stay glowing and continue being baddies. There's nothing with love and peace. Assalamu alaikum.
alaikum
Barakabi.